That went fast. Welcome to the video, everybody. I'm your host, Big Lock Daddy. Today, what we're doing, it's time. It's finally time. Time to bring the heat in the form of Nitrous Express. So what we're going to do today is get this bottle and kit installed into our 3.5 liter V6 Dodge Charger. Go ahead and hook up to our electricals. Probably put our solenoid somewhere in that area here. We're going to do that. So, hey, you know, somewhere in that area. And we've got some new plugs going in here. We're going to try out the E3s. We've got new coil packs going in here as well. We've got a set of MSD coil packs from Holly. We're going to throw those in as well. You know, change over our gaskets. We got a new EGR valve. We'll change that out, seeing as it's 160,000 miles old, probably never been touched. So we'll get that in there. We're looking for flow, and then the Big Daddy goes in. 10 pounder, our new cold air intake setup, complete with nitrous nozzles, map sensors, and all that. So let's do it. Let's get her done. Okie dokie. So as we can see here, we took our brackets. Don't do that. Good nitrous bottle. So as you can see, okay, that just wants to tilt forward, so that's what happens when you center that clip. Anyway, now this here will be an idea that will never see the light of day. I had a brilliant idea to try and weld some screw posts going up out of there, but I'm too close to the gas tank and sparks will be shooting where the sparks don't need to be. This is a bad idea, and sadly that footage is lost forever. For sure. So I came up with a better idea, and you're about to see it now. Well, that was a fail. We wound up burning through the metal right here. Mounting this bottle is not going to happen right here. It's going to happen right here. Right about there. As you can see, we got our bolts in. Put at the lowest point in the car. She fits good. Just nice and snug. Only thing I don't like is how close it is to the battery. That's about it. But she's in. Now, nitrous line. Where are we going to run the nitrous line? Probably going to follow this right here. Bring it down, back underneath here. Over to the panel to the side here. And now is where I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to exit the vehicle through the bottom, down there. Although, I don't know if I want to make a hole down there. Simply because of all the wiring and everything where it's at. We've got our wire harness running up front, all the good stuff. We ran our nitrous line up under the battery, back up underneath this little particle board piece here. We ran it under, down behind the seat, down into the floor here. Which maybe I can show you, maybe I can't. So basically it goes down through the floor here, pops out underneath the car. We're underneath the passenger side rear seat, and here's the problem with where you're going to run your nitrous line underneath. This is the fuel tank right here. This is where the fuel tank starts. Okay, so you are really close to it if you put your line right here. And as you can see, I ran it over into the brake lines, and from there all the way up to the engine bay. Comes up right through here, pops in right through there, and runs straight across. Oh, the way over into there. That's where we have our Proton mounted. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead, here's our relay. This goes in terminal number 46 in the rear panel. We're going to take this out first. For this nitrous install, we want to make sure that we pull this relay. So once we do that, we're going to go up here. We've got our keys. Now, we're going to hop in and start the car. All right, that should be good enough. And again, the reason this is important because when this comes off, you're not going to be able to start the car. So if you don't do the fuel pump and relay now, you're not going to be able to drain the fuel when we go to install our fuel rail adapter, because our fuel rail is actually down below beneath there. But first, out with the old, and we're going to get rid of that stock air box and cold air intake. So this is a pretty important part of the build. As you can see right here, we've got our cold air intake. This was the original hole that came with the cold air intake for yeah, no. If I had my stuff together, this would actually be amazing, but I don't. It's probably not a good thing that I can't find it right now. So this was the original hole for a mass airflow sensor coming out of the cold air intake. This hole was not here before. This one I drilled myself. So what I'm going to do is move the mass airflow sensor about 6 inches forward up here on the cold air intake, so I can put now the nitrous nozzle in here. What I did is I took one of these washers, these rubber washers, there's another half to it somewhere, and I cut it right in half, as you can see. And the size of that hole fits perfect. And we're going to take our trusty Permatex, make a nice little gasket on the back side of that, put a little on the edge of the nut here, take our nut in, slide it all together. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Your cold air intake is all set. This was just an Amazon $40 cold air intake with a little filter on the end. As you can see, I've made significant modifications, put a Spectre air filter on it, got the air filter, got this cover over here, so that'll work, but she's not working too well right now, that's for dang sure. We're going to go ahead, finish installing this. We put a 90-degree down elbow on it, as you can see right here. That way we're pulling up that cold air from the bottom of the engine bay, which will be nice. Because if for some reason none of this happens to work, it's time, it will be time for Super Electric High-Speed Turbo Fan! The idea to this, and you all have seen these, this is just your stupid little 40 amp, looks like a bathroom hand dryer fan from eBay. Alright, you can get these for 30 bucks. On eBay, no problem. No clue where they came from. China is about all I can tell you. If I were to stick it in where on my Dodge Charger there is an air inlet that comes in from the bottom, which the stock box is normally connected to, if I was to take this and mount it via these nice screw holes, it'd actually be mounted like that. Airflow goes up through. If we were to mount that right there, we could shoot a whole bunch of fresh cold air, pull it out from the bumper area, and shoot it up here. Write down in the comments if you want to see me attempt to do that with this doodly freaking do here and this whole system. But for right now, we're going to focus on making a gasket here, and I think we're going to be good on this hole there. There was nothing ever in this hole except this gasket with the mass airflow sensor, so we're going to go back to that little method and not rock the boat. So let's get our gasket in. Okay, problem number 13. Right here, when I just checked the cold air intake fit for the new one with the nitrous nozzle in it. And wouldn't you know, this right here, let me get out of the shot. This right here connects to the bottom of the stock air box, as you know. And underneath here is a whole spider web of stuff. But if you push it loose, and then get under there and pop a couple screws, you can pull the whole thing out and have a nice big hole. And I think what we're gonna do is when we're at the track, oh yeah, y'all see that? Glory hole! Pull this cover. Well, trust me, it pulls out. We get to the track, we'll pull that out. We got ourselves a glory hole, baby. Here we go! Wriggle on. All right, I gotta know if this fuel fitting fits in there, because it does not look like it does, and I am going. If you're going to San Francisco, smallest one's gray and then blue. Well, time to see if our fuel line is right where we wanted it. Oh, yeah, I thought that might happen. There we go. Maybe it's the blue one. Just doesn't seem like it has enough reach. What is... Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
Are you okay?
It's debatable. Hey! I was having trouble with this damn fuel line, but it just came right off. Thank you very little.
Maybe I was good luck for it.
Okay, maybe you were. Maybe you were. Maybe. Hang on. We're about to... Oh! Nope! That does not fit. Okay, we now have an issue. It's too big. It's way too big. Okay. Bad news for you today, my friend. This does not fit. Okay. Cut. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Okay, well, we're dancing in the dark now. Our fuel rail adapter does not fit for the nitrous application. There is no fuel. I have everything else but no fuel and no solution. So we're gonna need to figure out a solution real quick here. And but hey, what am I turning the lights on and singing Kumbaya for? I still got plugs, coils, and an EGR valve to finish, so let's get to getting. We're gonna go ahead and remove our coil packs, 6 of them, and then hit our spark plugs. We'll get those out and in. Overall, I am thrilled with how the plugs, the coil packs, everything looks, how easy it was to install. Once you get the intake manifold off the top, it really is a cakewalk job. Okie doly. Well, we've got our brand new Duralast EGR valve. It wasn't throwing a code, but I'll tell you what, if the EGR, the carbon buildup in the EGR tube is anything, then yeah, she needs to be replaced. Otherwise, eventually it is going to become an issue. So we got 2 bolts on the back side. Boom and boom. I've already gone and gotten this one out over here. I just got to go ahead and get that one out there, pull the old one out along with the tube, and then we'll switch the tube over, put the new gaskets in, and get this puppy ready. All right, EGR valve. Okie dokie. This thing is nasty. Freak all nasty. Ta-da! Okay. 8mm we're gonna need. Alright. Let's see what we need. Just gonna go ahead and take this EGR tube right off. So we're gonna go ahead and put our EGR valve in. Exhaust gas return. Yes, swoop it in. Okie dokie. Please don't be falling. And And these are 10 mils. So they are 10 millimeter. Oops. It is not right one. It is not right. Let's see if we got it. Good enough. Or not quite. Not the easiest thing in the world to reach. And this thing being in my way certainly doesn't help. So, you know what, we'll just lay that down. So for day one, here's what we're looking at. We've got our Nitrous Express nitrous tank mounted. We ran the nitrous line. We killed our fuel relay. Made sure we had no fuel pressure in the system. Got the pressure out so when we disconnect the line, fuel doesn't spray everywhere. What else do we do? We went ahead and took out our stock cold air intake. We then built a new cold air intake with all the nitrous and fuel nozzle, MAF sensors, and all that stuff in it. Got that fit. We pulled the air horn out. We pulled off the intake manifold. We got that all set and ready, set aside in a safe place. That's important. Make sure you put it somewhere you're not going to kick it over. It is made of plastic after all. But we were able to pull that off. Once we got that off, we checked our fuel rail adapter, which did not fit. A simple call to Nitrous Express probably would have cleared that up, but we'll have to take a ride down to American Motorsports in Orlando tomorrow morning and see if they have something we can cob job together. But that'll be in the next video. We got our plugs in. We got our coil packs in. We got our EGR valve in. We can't finish the EGR valve all the way right now simply because the intake manifold is off and must remain so until we get this whole system put in. But we're off to a good start. A few bumps along the road, a few little unexpected things along the way, but hey, the installation of this nitrous kit is off track. It's not on track. I wish it was on track, but it's off track. It's taken longer than I thought, and it's probably going to take longer still. So join me in the next video. We'll go ahead and get our solenoids mounted. We'll go ahead and square away the purge solenoid as well. We'll hook up the whole system. We'll wire it up. We'll get it all into the car, and we'll see how she purges. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see the rest of this Nitrous Express Proton Series kit installation video on the 2010 Dodge Charger. Hit the bell icon to be notified every time we put out a new video about this Charger, and we'll see you in the next video. Be safe, stay well, and give her a healthy dose of Whoa Nelly! We got the fuel out, so we got we ran the nitrous line. Little unexpected things along the way, but hey, the installation of this nitrous kit is the installation.